The NHRA drag racers are in the country's heartland. We'll go via satellite to Kansas for qualifying highlights and the latest information. The Winston Cup competitors have their final short track race of the year today, where Harry Gant is looking for a phenomenal 5th win in a row. We'll preview the North Wilkesboro event. And young Robbie Gordon has 4 IMSA victories this year and is in the thick of the GTO points battle. The 22-year-old driver joins us in our studio. This is TNN Motorsports Magazine for Sunday, September 29th, 1991. Good morning, everybody. I'm Pat Patterson. Thanks for joining us. The Winston Cup Series went to a schedule of around 30 races in 1972, and today Harry Gant has a chance to become the first driver to win 5 in a row in the so-called modern era. He's clearly been the talk of the NASCAR garage in recent weeks, and today he goes for a clean sweep of the month of September. His 4 consecutive Winston Cup wins have moved him from 10th to 6th in the Winston Cup point standings. This past Thursday, we asked some other competitors who Harry has been passing what has made him so strong this month.
If we knew exactly what he was doing, we'd be doing it too, just like everybody else. But, you know, when anybody gets on a roll like that, everybody's got to be doing things right. I wouldn't say he's beating us with engines. He's got good engines. Harry's doing a super job of driving. The old car's going through turns fast. They got good pit stops.
You know, Leo Jackson has got his own sort of frame design that he's worked on over the years. It's that and a Banjo Matthews new strut rod, front steer, rear steer, whatever you want to call this new car that Banjo's had out for about the last year or so, is a real close duplicate to what Leo's got. But whatever it is, they've got the car working in the corners, and whatever they do on the speedway, it's working for them on the short track. So they're tough, and I don't really see any signs it looks like anybody's caught up yet.
I think he's doing good for a lot of different reasons. I think that team's been together for a long period of time. You know, Harry's always been an exceptional driver, but I think the rest of the crew is just now coming into their own. You know, Andy's got smarter and smarter with each race that's gone along. Leo's been involved in this racing for a long, long time. They started off this year really strong and then ran into some bad luck. But, you know, just everything has come together for him in the last 4 or 5 weeks. And you know, I've said it before, it couldn't happen to a better guy in Harry Gant and a better crew than what the crew he's got. Those are great guys, and they've worked long and hard for what they're getting right now.
Well, in a little more than an hour, the Winston Cup Series runs its last short track race of the year. Defending Grand National champion Chuck Bound has been named to drive the Cale Yarborough Trop-Arctic Pontiac at North Wilkesboro after Lake Speed was released earlier this week. And Jeff Gordon piloted that car in an open testing session at Charlotte on Thursday, but the young driver said he will concentrate on winning the Busch Grand National Rookie of the Year title. Now, the 5/8-mile North Wilkesboro Speedway has been a part of the Winston Cup division since 1949, and over the years has hosted some dramatic events. Mark Allen has this preview of what we might expect in today's race in our Citibank NASCAR report.
First things first, Harry Gant has won this race before, but hasn't done well here in recent years. Still, the driver of the month has to be considered among the contenders. He was running near the front back in April when he and Ricky Rudd got together. And the way he's run the past 4 races, it's impossible to count out Gant, even if his olds is beaten and battered. Rudd, who trails Dale Earnhardt by 59 points in the $1 million title chase, has had a love-hate relationship with this track over the past few years. He's never won here, but when he drove for King Racing, he and Earnhardt fought it out on the last lap for the win. Neither got it, and fingers were pointed. Earlier this year, Rudd also tangled with race leader Brett Bodine, though the tie driver was several laps down.
I can count on and on. There's been incidents, you know, in the past that we've had cars good enough to win. It just seems like never could quite get there. But Wilkesboro is a good racetrack for us, so you always look forward to going there. If you try to figure who's got the advantage, I guess statistically maybe Dale shows up a little bit better on paper than we do, but if we can use our head all day and stay out of trouble, it's an awful good racetrack for me.
If Rudd fails to win this race, he has a nearly impossible task of taking the championship. No driver has ever won the crown without claiming at least one short track race in the season. Rudd's lone win to date came at the first Darlington race. Earnhardt has put the past behind him regarding Rudd and has respect for how his nearest challenger has run the 3/5 mile track in the past.
You know, it's just luck that he hadn't won. I don't know why he haven't, but, you know, the cars, me and him both run good here, there, and several places this year, so it's going to be tight.
Martinsville may have been the turning point for the four-time national champion. It was his first top 5 finish since late July. The Goodwrench driver has been under no illusions about the title chase suddenly becoming a cakewalk.
Well, it's always competitive. It just seems to get more competitive each year. Just be consistent and just keep doing the same things, try to get better.
Not giving up, but also not expecting miracles, is third-place Ernie Irvin, 182 points behind Earnhardt. His fate is largely out of his control.
If we won every race, they could run, you know, top 7 or 8 every race and still beat us. So, you know, it's going to take them to have some bad luck. So all we can do is go out and do our best job and see what we can do.
But one of the cars to watch today could easily be Brett Bodine. Were it not for that tangle with Rudd back in the spring, he could have easily won at North Wilkesboro again. A strong second-place showing last Sunday further strengthens his claim as a contender this afternoon.
All right, thank you, Mark, and it will be interesting this afternoon. Here's how they'll line up for today's Tyson Holly Farms 400. What can you say about handsome Harry Gant? He's on the pole, as you heard in our Citibank NASCAR report. This is Oldsmobile's second pole of the year. Ford leads with 15. Now, Davey Allison's Haviland Ford Thunderbird was only 4/1000ths of a second off of Gant's pace. On the second row are last week's pole sitter Mark Martin along with Alan Kowicki. Those two are tied for the most poles in the season with 4. On the third row are champion 400 winner Dale Jarrett and two-time winner Ernie Irvin. Starting on the fourth row will be Rusty Wallace and Bill Elliott, one of 6 Fords in the top 10. And the fifth row belongs to Morgan Shepherd and Kenny Schrader. Now here's the rest of today's starting lineup.
It's every shopper's nightmare. You buy something, then see it everywhere for less. If only you had bought it with your Citibank Visa card. Then if you saw it in a printed ad for less, Citibank Visa would refund you the difference, up to $250. So even if you pay more, you can still get it for less.
Sir, cash or charge? Citibank Visa.
That's Citibank Price Protection. Not just Visa, Citibank Visa.
Indianapolis, Daytona, Talladega, Pomona, Baja. Why do we go to such distant places to put Craftsman tools to the test? If you're going to guarantee a tool forever, it's got to take the torture even guys like you dish out. 1,600 Craftsman hand tools, made in America, guaranteed forever, only at Sears. Besides, this kind of testing is fun.
I used to have dandruff, so I tried Head & Shoulders. Then I tried Selsun Blue. Blue is better.
Selsun Blue relieves dandruff flaking better than Head & Shoulders, and doctors recommend it more than Head & Shoulders, Denorex, and Tegrin.
Blue is better.
Selsun Blue.
On the surface, it's a perfect neighborhood. But beneath the surface, there could be trouble brewing in the septic system. Ask anyone who's had a backup. Regular maintenance, including Rid-X, helps keep your septic system free-flowing and helps prevent backup. Use Rid-X once a month.
TNN Motorsports Magazine is brought to you in part by New Haviland Formula 3 Motor Oil. Add more life to your car.
Welcome back, everybody. At Topeka last year, Gary Ormsby, who recently died of cancer, had the quickest and fastest run in NHRA history with a 4.88-second pass at over 296 miles per hour. The drag racers are back in Kansas, where more records are expected to fall. Here's a look at qualifying runs with NHRA Today's Dave McClellan.
Pat, this is what the crowd looked like yesterday here at Heartland Park, and already today traffic is backed up over 5 miles trying to get in anticipation of one of the great races of all time. In qualifying yesterday, we set the fastest fields in both Top Fuel and Funny Car in the history of the sport here at the AC Delco Heartland Nationals. In Top Fuel, Eddie Hill drove his Super Shops Pennzoil Dragster to the #1 spot, a 4:94 clocking, and Steve Evans had a chance to talk to him. Welcome to the #1 spot. Been a long time.
Well, yeah, it really has been a long time. It's really neat to be there. I hope we can follow through on race day.
In Funny Car, Jim White continued to dominate the action. His 5.16 second clocking a new track record at over 285 miles an hour at the wheel of the Hawaiian Punch Dodge Daytona. How long can you hold on to this kind of dominance?
As long as we can hold on to Wes Cerny and his ability to tune to conditions. We've run teens all across the country, starting at Gainesville, Florida, and finishing up here. So far, so good.
In other qualifying action, Jim Murphy presented this aerial display after a blower explosion. Murphy had previously qualified for the field and hopes to be ready for competition later today. In Pro Stock qualifying, Darrell Alderman took another step towards his second consecutive Winston Championship. He ran 7.20 seconds to lead the 16-car field. Darrell, you and your Dodge are back on top, #1.
Yeah, we're really pleased. This is a new motor that we're running, and we've had a car problem. The guys have changed everything in the car, and it's really hooking up and running good.
You love this racetrack.
Yes, I do. It seems like home to me.
Well, that sets the low qualifiers in the field of Top Fuel, Funny Car, and Pro Stock. But there's one more professional category, that of Pro Stock motorcycle. And the 16 best bikes are qualified for this field here at the AC Delco Heartland Nationals. The rider of this motorcycle, David Schultz, is finding this to be a rather important weekend. Why is that, Dave?
Well, Dave, as a competitor, every race is important to me. But from a team standpoint, I want to take the championship this year for the Vance and Hines team, which is new for us this year. And this is a pivotal race for that. So if we can do really well at this race, it'll be tough to catch us for the championship.
This is not the only motorcycle that you brought this weekend. You've got something else here in your pit area. Tell us about this.
Well, being a kid at heart, a few years ago, actually, I built a little bike that was a replica that was real small. And so we use it to attract attention for the kids, and they really love it.
Best of luck to you today, Dave. We'll be back with more from the AC Delco Heartland Nationals, the results here at Heartland Park, Topeka. Right now, back to you, Pat.
All right, thank you, Dave. Looks like fun riding that little one around. Let's take a look at today's first round pairings for the eliminations at the AC Delco Heartland Nationals.
They're already collector's items. Do you have yours? Max Race Cards, featuring all your favorite NASCAR stars, the great moments, the men behind the scenes. Great to collect or trade. 1991 sets are here, and when they're gone, there won't be any more. This handsome 240-card set is only $33. For more details or to order, call 1-800-521-8867. That's 1-800-521-8867. Sets are going fast. Order your Max Race Cards now.
He grew up like his father, with a fascination for racing and an understanding that winners must be thorough. That's why Michael Andretti chooses the complete protection of new Haviland Formula 3 motor oil to fight heat stress, starting friction, and engine dirt. For Michael, Haviland's been part of